Hello, I'm a little under the weather. It is fine. Watch this video, then we'll talk.
I've been seeing a lot of videos pop up on my For You page about making friends as an adult woman and how there seems to be a disconnect in what friendship actually means. A lot of adult women say that they want friends, but in reality, they just want women that they can get dressed up with, look cute with, and go out with. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with wanting any of those things. I want them too every once in a while. However, I think the disconnect falls where that's not really a friend. And I think for me, as someone who just moved to a new city, I moved to Chicago a year ago, and I have been set on this task of finding new friends. And the biggest hurdle that I have seemingly have had trouble getting over is the whole, yeah, we're friends, but we'll hang out 2 months ago and we won't speak in between that 2 months until the next hangout arrives. And my thing is that a friendship, there's an emotional component to friendships. There's an emotional component to friendships. Going out with someone, partying, brunch, whatever, is so cool, so great, 10 out of 10. But that's not all a friendship entails. And when I think of the friends that I have in my life from back home, Connecticut, where I'm originally from, we FaceTime each other. We talk to each other about life, about politics, about how we're feeling, how we're doing. And I feel like a lot of new age friendships lack that because everyone just wants someone that they can get cute with and go out with. And it's like, when I think of making new friends, I think of making friends that I could invite to my wedding one day, you know? And I'm sorry, but just being a friend that you could just go out with is not doesn't do much for me. It isn't friendship. Like I wish people were being more transparent and saying just like, hey, I just want girls that I can go out with and hang out with. Cool. But when you say that you want friends and yet y'all go out and that's it, no communication in between, like how do you expect that to grow? Like how do you expect that relationship to grow? Like how do you I don't know. I don't know.
Now, I find this video very enlightening and very telling. And this video made me, I think I realized something in listening to this woman speak about this very real phenomenon that is sweeping every nation. Now, on this platform, I talk a lot about, decentering men and how decentering men not only benefits women, it also benefits men. And I talk about this, how it relates to the male loneliness epidemic and how there is a lack of social skills that perpetuate male loneliness because it's going to be hard to create long-standing relationships with people if you don't know how to communicate or you don't know what the basis of a healthy relationship is, where you are not the center of the world. And it's been a while since I've spoken about how some of the nuances of how male centeredness shows up in relationships with non-men to non-men. But there was something in this video that gave me another aha moment about the way that non-men relate to non-men if they are still centering men. If all you want to be is a pretty thing in the world next to other pretty things, then yeah, it's not going to be easy to make actual friends. But also, a lot of people don't want to make actual friends. They want to say that they have friends, but in reality, they just want to be another pretty thing. And you just don't have any critical thoughts. You don't necessarily want to build long-standing relationships because that would involve not only critical thoughts, but vulnerability. And vulnerability is very scary. So why don't we just be pretty things next to each other? But then there's also a very big difference in, and I don't want to oversimplify it in talking about the male gaze versus the female gaze, but there is a very different way that people, because it's not just about physically dressing up. When it's like, oh, I'm going to have a night out with my girls. I love a night out with my girls. I love a night out with my girls. But there's a very different energy that goes into going out with the girls than it is going out with the boys or whatever, or to be seen and observed by men, boys, those people. When I go out with my ladies, yes, I can dress up as much as I want, down as much as I want. It doesn't really matter because the goal for me is not necessarily to be perceived as hot. Like if I'm going out and I want to make women friends or I want to build like community with women, whether that's the women that I'm with or the women that I'm not, the goal is to be interesting. The goal is to wear something, just wear something that will call in a specific kind of person. I might wear like I have my Dare t-shirt. I know I'm in Thailand. But I have my Dare t-shirt from when I was in elementary school, and you would be amazed the amount of women that see that t-shirt and go, "Oh my god, hot." I go, "Yes." Yes, because the goal is not necessary. The shirt is a double X large. Now, sure, it was a double X large from when I was in like the fourth grade or something, but it's still huge. Like, it's not supposed to be like, ooh, we're gonna go out and we're gonna be hot and we're gonna just like be observed by people, and we're just gonna take our pictures and then we're gonna like have people ogle at it. It's not, that's not the goal. The goal is to bring people in. But it's more than just like having people walk to you or physically approach you. It's about bringing people in, because it's one thing to be like physically interesting, but when you are not male centered, when you and to it's one thing to not be male centered, it's something else to be centering community, to be centering center something else, please. I prefer that we center community, because that's the way that we're going to survive these wild times, and that I'm going to use I statements. That is what I do. I center community, and in order for community to be my center, not only is it important for me to approach people, but also and for me to be approachable, but also when somebody approaches, hi, like, let's have a conversation. We have this one like connecting thing, whether that's my Dare t-shirt or something else. Let's have a conversation. I would love to, potentially be friends, but that also involves putting myself out there. And yeah, oftentimes that's scary, but one, I'm a raging extrovert. I can't be tamed. But there's also, it just really breaks my heart that there is this male centered view that people are calling friendship, because it's kind of antithetical to friendship. To be friends, you have to be seen, you have to be known, you have to talk. I mean, not necessarily saying, oh, this is all of me, but like, somebody's going to have to see you to be your friend. For example, so once again, I'm not feeling the greatest. And I have a new friend that lives in the building with me. And I was a little nervous about asking her to do this, because I was just like, oh my God, I really, really don't feel good, but I need food, but I just don't have the strength to go downstairs and pick it up. So I was gonna make some. No, even before that, I was running out of. Do I even have the bottle here? No, I don't, because I ran out of Advil. I ran out of Advil. Long story short, I definitely have something wrong with my uterus. Your period should not do what mine does. So I could not get out of bed. It was about 4 p.m. and I was still just like rolling around. I got these other pills and I was hoping that they would eventually kick in. They never did. And I was just like, I'm tired and I'm nauseous and I'm hungry and I'm in pain, so much writhing pain. And I remembered I had a new friend in the building. And I was like, oh shit. I'm gonna have to ask her if she has any like pain meds, and I know that she's probably busy. And I was like, no, Shayna, this is what friendship is. This is what friendship is. So I messaged her and I was like, hey, do you have anything? And she was like, oh my gosh, let me look and see. She found some. She was like, okay, I'm gonna bring it over to you. She brought it over to me. We talked a little bit, and she was like, like, you seem to really be going through it. If you need somebody to like pick up your food, if you need help, I almost cried at the door because I need help. Now, this is also a woman who is like in the throes of her decentering journey. She had this man was a piece of trash, and she's free now. And she's free now, and she's experiencing her freedom, and she's really been like diving into the beauty of friendship. And so, like, it's been really wonderful to be a friend to her at that time. And it was also just like really powerful for her for me to create the space to allow her to give me the gift of her intimate friendship, which sure, for some people could be like, oh, like obviously, but when you're in a new country and you're in a more vulnerable position, it's like, maybe I just want people to see me at my best. But that's not what friendship is. If you only want people to see you when you are at your best, when you're at your most picturesque, when you only have the right things to say, if you say anything at all, that's not friendship. And if you only want to like have people that you're associated with where you could go out and you can party and you could take the night pictures and then you can leave each other, then how different is that from the video that I'm going to tag right up here, where that guy went through the most earth-shattering breakup of his life, where he had to leave the state that he was in and none of his friends even knew that he was in a relationship. That's what male-centered relationships tend to look like, because there's no intimacy, there's no vulnerability, because those things are considered quote unquote inherently feminine, weak, disposable. Now, sometimes I do run into male centered women wherever I'm at. I actually ran into one not too long ago, and it was very interesting because I could see her sizing me up. And I'm like, I don't care. And then I started to, like it start making friends with some other people. And then there started to be like little gatherings of folks. And then I could see her like make the calculation of, ooh, mate, because there were also some guys in the group. And I could see her make the calculation of, ooh, if I'm around Shayna and I'm cool with Shayna. And I'm like, listen, it's really not that deep. But even in that, I could tell that I was a chess move to her, not a person. And for the guys that she was trying to get the attention of or all of that, I could see how much energy she was putting into that. And to them, I knew it was inconsequential. All I can really say is that somebody who has not known that they have been decentering men for most of their life, if you just continue to allow yourself the freedom to decenter them, the people that are supposed to be in your life will more seamlessly find you because you will quite literally be on the same energetic wavelength. You will attract them and they will be attracted to you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you are in the United States, my heart goes out to you. There's so many resources. If you would like to stay in the US or if you want to leave, it is possible. Go to the description. There's free resources there, and join Black Babes Abroad if you would like to continue to know more. All right, that's all for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Stay safe out there.